everyone, Brian with Workshop Addict, and today I want to go over Ego's 56 volt 14-inch chainsaw. This is model number CS1401, and it comes with a battery charger that will charge the included 56 volt 2 amp hour battery in about 40 minutes. Now, let's go over some quick specs on this unit. It has a brushless motor that sits up front, a side load battery back here to kind of even out the weight. If you'll notice, if I hang on to it here, it kind of has a little forward weight. So once you slide the battery in, very balanced. Motor runs at about 6,300 RPM. Right here is where you add your bar oil. It'll hold about 5 ounces and comes with very thin bar oil. I would recommend going up a little bit to a thicker bar oil if you're going to use this in the summer. For wintertime, it's probably excellent. Inside here also is a steel mesh filter per se, so that you'll make sure that you don't get any particles inside or any wood chips in there that could clog up the bar oiler. There is a safety here. It's kickback or a safety if you're going to work on it. So in the forward position, it actually is a chain stop. It will not let the chain move. The other safety on it for pulling the trigger is on the left-hand side. This is a single speed trigger, so once this is pulled back, you push in the thumb safety here and pull the button. You are going at the only speed, which is wide open. There's a chain tensioner here, which is 100% toolless, so basically you just loosen up the sidebar, it holds it, and you can push forward or backward to put more or less tension on the chain. I kind of had a hard time with that in the beginning. I started thinking, you know, how do I get it? And it just, it's not what I'm used to, but it works very well. And after a couple times, I was able to just make sure everything was in place. And I think the biggest issue I had looking at it was thinking that it wasn't getting enough oil, but reality, the oil that was so thin on there was a little bit deceiving. So after taking it apart a couple times, I know I was getting plenty of oil through the chain. What else do we have? The Oregon bar and chain on here. The chain is a very low kickback chain. So it's also a very thin kerf chain. And I'm assuming that they did this so you can't overload the motor. And also so it'll get more cuts because it's cutting a very thin piece through. There's also no bucking spikes on here, so you really can't push into the tree and get some leverage. Well, that would be nice because it would kind of connect this with a gas model a little bit. I'm assuming they might have done that just so that you don't have somebody putting too much pressure on the brushless motor. Although it seems to have all the power that one would need for smaller trees. In fact, John actually told me he very slowly cut through a 14-inch tree with it. I think it's more meant for something, you know, in the 6 to 8-inch area. They say on the box that it'll cut 90 cuts on 4x4 lumber. And in fact, we went out and cut some deck posts off because they were too long with it. And it worked well, and I could see how they could easily get 90 cuts. I've been using it mostly around my property on poplar trees and different things that have fallen down. We have a lot of black locusts around here, and the spring has seemed to brought a lot of wind, and we've lost a lot of trees. The one thing I will say is the 2 amp hour battery should not be included on this model, and they should sell it with the 4 amp hour battery. It would give you a lot more runtime, although in my experience of picking this up, going up, cutting up a single tree quick just to get it out of the way, I've not run out of battery, but I still think long-term for the people who are going to use this camping or long-term trimming, you're either going to have to buy another battery or continue charging and waiting the 40 minutes in between. The only other suggestion that I'd have for them is that when your battery is charged, the only way for you to know is to push the button, and it's either going to be green, I believe it's orange or red, and that just is what tells you how much charge you have in the battery. It'd be nice to have a little fuel gauge to get an idea. Do I have 75%, 50%, 30%, a little more than just the button. Charging has been easy, and this charger has a fan in it to keep everything cool. 40 minutes isn't bad for a charge, but again, they do make batteries up to 7.5 amp hour at this point in time, and I know John's used some of them, and he uses a larger amp hour battery on his saw, and it's working excellent. There's plenty of room for the larger battery. And while using this, the one thing I will say that keeps me coming back to where it feels like a normal gas chainsaw, other than it's absolutely quiet when you're running it, is you have a handle that will allow you to use this to cut just about any way that you'd like. And it allows you some common feeling, I guess, between this and a gas model. It's good to have that because this is a chainsaw. Please be safe when you're out using it. This doesn't know any difference between skin or wood, and just because it's electric doesn't mean that it has any less power or less cutting ability to hurt you. So gear up, safety glasses, you know, if you're not used to it, wear chaps, do something to keep yourself safe while cutting down trees. If you're looking for something so you don't have to mess with winterization of fuel or putting your saw away or new spark plugs or getting your saw started, and you're using it for smaller applications, this is very, very simple. Just grab the battery, throw it in, make sure you're safe, and go. There's very little to do with it, and there's no tools needed to maintain it. So, great little saw if you're at one of the big box stores or you see it on Amazon. Take a look at it. I think if you need a small saw for around, even for trimming, or if in my case you have a bunch of little trees around that might fall down once in a while, excellent saw to buy. I appreciate your time watching this video. Please look at the side, look at some of our other outdoor power equipment videos that we have up. Take a look at them. We've been really impressed with the battery operated outdoor power line. Stop by our blog at WorkshopAddict.com or our forum. Leave us some posts and comment in the bottom to let us know what you think if you've had this saw or are looking at it. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.